What's up everybody, Tom here, back for another video. I know it's been a while. I hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, I don't remember when my last video was, maybe 6 months ago or so. Just been busy working, just not really in the mood to make any videos, but I was in the mood today, so got a nice stack to show. I don't remember where I was exactly, so I put a lot of stuff away already, but still got some good stuff to show. So this is what's playing it in the background, if you can hear it or not. Bruce Palmer, Cycle is Complete. This isn't new, I've showed this before. Promo on Verve Forecast, but really nice psychedelic rock stuff from the 70s. Highly recommend this if you're not familiar with it. Really interesting story behind this record too, so definitely worth checking out. Bruce Palmer, The Cycle is Complete. Check it out if you don't know it. So onto the stuff that I picked up pretty recently, well, over the last few ones, which is pretty recently, I guess. Steve Lacy, Disposability, fantastic. Steve Lacy from the mid-60s, I think recorded in 65, put out in 66. Trio date with Aldo Romano on drums and Ken Carter on bass. This is on the Vic label out of Italy, recorded in Italy as well. A nice mixture of original tunes and compositions, and then some by Thelonious Monk, one by Cecil Taylor, one by Carla Bley, I believe. And then the rest are all original Lacy compositions, but either way, fantastic. Really cool to have this. Original Lacy's are always hard to find, as you guys probably know, so really psyched I was able to get that. Really nice avant-garde jazz. You know, if you don't know, then you should probably find out. Let's see, what do we got next? Stafford James, the Horror series. This is Jazz A Confronto 26. I think I might have shown this before. I don't remember, sorry about the glare. Probably still gonna be a glare, but yeah, Stafford James, fantastic. Once again on the Italian Horror Records label. Great avant jazz with Enrico Rava on drums, Dave Farrell on piano. Who else is on this? Beaver Harris on, Enrico Rava on trumpet, Beaver Harris on drums, and then Dave Farrell on piano. I think I've talked about this before, I'm trying to remember, I don't remember, but either way, fantastic. Avant jazz, definitely recommend this if you're not familiar. There's a lot of records on the Horror label. A lot of them have this cover or the similar stylized covers, but this is one of the good ones, so definitely pick this up if you don't know where to start on that label. Definitely highly recommend checking this out. It's on YouTube, I believe, so. I'm pretty sure I've showed this in the past as well. I just pulled this out to listen to it. Horace Tapscott, Sextet, Dial B for Barbara. Post-bop, avant-garde goodness from Horace Tapscott and crew on Nimbus West. Like I said, I think I've showed this, I haven't listened to it in a while, so, but once again, definitely recommend this. I got the sealed, unfortunately it has a little bit of a warp. I think my last copy did too. Who cares, still plays fine, so. Very, very good stuff. Can't go wrong with Horace Tapscott, in my opinion. A monster. This is from 81, I think, but it sounds like could have been straight out of the 60s, so super, super good. Just fantastic, fantastic jazz. Pretty sure there's clips of that on YouTube, too, if you want to check it out. Don't want to show that, but more stuff I've been listening to, just Rashid Ali records. Picked these up from Alex, I believe. Thank you, Alex. Happy to see this. Appreciate it. I think I've shown those before. Joe Henderson, Black is the Color. Just Henderson I didn't have. Just classic mid-70s Joe Henderson doing his thing. He makes a lot of use of like overdubbing on this. I feel like this is when he really got into overdubbing. So it sounds like there's a lot more going on in the mix. There's only, I think, 3 or 4 musicians on this, but it sounds like there's a lot going on, so. Oh, there's actually a bunch of musicians on this. Okay, I was wrong. There's the lineup right there, but still, I know he makes use of overdubbing on this. I saw that somewhere. Might have read it on here, but Ron Carter, Jack DeJohnette, Dave Holland, very, very good. Any Henderson is great, but especially from the 70s on Milestone, you can't go wrong. Classic Milestone label there. So getting expensive. Obviously, there's a lot of jazz going up. Everything's going up, especially gas. Crazy gas prices now. Might have to buy a moped. Picked up a couple soul records. Really, really cool. From my man Ryan on Instagram, Shakedown Freak. Go follow him if you're not already. But very solid soul album with the title track, Be Thankful for What You Got, probably being the most well-known. This is William Devon. Be Thankful for What You Got. 1974 on Roxbury Records. White label promo. Great soul. I really like it. Like I said, that's probably the most well-known track, I think. Be Thankful for What You Got. But very cool. If you like soul, definite recommendation there. And right along with that, I picked up Rasputin Stash, just one I never had. Always like this. More classic 70s soul funk stuff. I know the track Mr. Cool has been sampled a lot and it's quite known, but there's some funky stuff on here, really, really cool, so highly recommend this. There's the man himself, Rasputin. Not too expensive either, from what I remember, on the Cotillion label from early 70s, 71, I think. What do we got? This was cool. This was a Chris Cole recommendation. This is sort of so it's Francois Lindemann CM5 Fusion, sort of a compilation. It's called New Swiss Talents from 1980 on the Musica Helvetica label. It's basically new music at the time being played on the Swiss radio station. I think it's Channel 5 over there. The whole thing is actually on the Channel 5 website. If you just look up the name, just Google this. I think it's CM5 Fusion, New Swiss Talents. Look it up on Discogs or Google it. You can actually listen to the whole thing with narration, the whole radio program on their website, like I said. But yeah, this was a really cool find. Once again, I didn't pay much for it. I got this on eBay. Chris hooked me up with a nice auction going on. So, but yeah, back in the day, new music. Like I said, it came out in 1980, so recorded probably shortly before that. One side is the music, one side is the music with narration, like the whole program. So kind of interesting how they did that. The music itself is really good. The first two tracks are more in the vein of like post-bop jazz. They do their thing. Francois Lindemann, CM5. And then the second track, I think, or the third track, I'm sorry, is the group Fusion, which is really cool. Sort of a mix of like jazz rock beats world music, making use of like mandolins, flute, going into more jazz rock stuff with guitar and like sax, but very, very cool. Yeah, I think I got this for a good deal. I looked it up and it goes for quite a bit more than I paid for it. So, but if you can find it, definitely check it out. Nice little comp here. I'm not sure if these guys ever ended up doing anything else, but Francois Lindemann, CM5 and Fusion, the New Swiss Talents, 1980 on Music Helvetica. Some cool Swiss jazz and jazz rock. Thank you, Chris, for the recommendation. Next up, this isn't new. This is just Faust 4. Sorry, it's always good, but not new. This is cool. This is a Woody Shaw I never had before. So, Woody Shaw, Rosewood, one of the lesser known, lesser talked about Woody Shaws, I guess, from 1978, recorded in 77 on Columbia, classic Columbia label. This is a promo. Got some water damage on their bottom, but who cares? I paid a few bucks for this. But fantastic. Just as like any other Woody Shaw from around this time. Super good, mid-70s. It's got Joe Henderson on it, Victor Lewis, Clint Houston, Carter Jefferson. Yeah, there's the lineup, but super good. I don't know why this isn't talked about more, just as good as some of the other stuff that people freak out about from Woody Shaw. All this stuff is great around this time, in my opinion, so check it out. Probably won't pay a lot for it, and I'm sure you'll be happy if you like Woody Shaw. This was cool. Picked this up recently at a record fair, local record fair. Starting to happen again with some frequency. So this is Omega. I'm gonna butcher the name probably, but a sky Orsagut. 1970 on the Qualiton label. Great Hungarian prog rock. If you don't know the group Omega, it's basically just, in the simplest terms, Hungarian prog rock. This is from 1970. Not sure what number albums it's for them. They put out a bunch of stuff in the 70s. But if you're into prog, definitely recommend checking this one out for sure. There's the label. Pretty plain label, but the music definitely speaks for itself. Omega, just like will be pronounced in English. The name is the Hungarian, but I'm not even gonna spell it out. Just check out Omega 1970 on Qualiton, Qualiton. Really cool prog stuff. Their stuff isn't expensive either, so it shouldn't be too pricey to pick up any of their records. Picked up this Polish record, Breakout. It's the name of the group, originally known as Blackout. They changed their name to Breakout after I think they switched frontman or something. But anyway, this is their second album, sort of a Polish blues rock band with jazz rock and psych elements to it. But really cool on the Musa label. Always picking up Polish stuff as always when I see it. Don't see it that much, unfortunately, but yeah, I got this at the last record show, and this guy, I guess, custom made these like sleeves for. I never see, first of all, Eastern Euro stuff gatefold, so that was cool. They're always tattered because they're, sleeves are just so flimsy. But this guy like custom made some sleeves by cutting up some other sleeves, I guess. I don't know. Really cool. I've seen this done a few times before, but he did it really well. So every record is in his own custom sleeve. Yeah, like I said, always trying to find Polish stuff, so I grab it when I can. Never the easiest stuff to find, unfortunately, and when I do find it, it's just in crap shape, or people are just trying to overcharge for it like crazy. But Breakout from early 70s, I think 1970, this is their second record. Just very good, solid Polish blues, jazz rock, psych. Another Polish joint, Czerwone Gitary, aka Red Guitars, To Właśnie My, This Is Us, from 1970 as well. This is their first record, their debut studio album. This is more just personal record to me. It might not be that good musically. They're kind of known as the Polish Beatles, maybe not just in terms of like musicianship, even though I think they're pretty good, but maybe in popularity in Poland. And there's 4 of them. They all play kind of beat rock, known as big beat, I guess, at the time in Poland. But yeah, same style as the Beatles, just one guitar, red guitar. They had some more psych influence stuff a bit later on, but this is their first album, so more kind of pop rock stuff. Like I said, I just remember hearing this around when my uncle always played it when I was younger. My dad did, so just very, very cool. I like having this because some of these songs are just ingrained in my memory. So on the Crownnet label, it's really cool to have this. Another one I picked up from the same seller I got the Omega from. This is Emil Dimitrov, Dance with the Devil, 1972 on the Balkanton label. So it's like Bulgarian pop, jazz, funk, psych elements thrown in here. Just like a weird Bulgarian record. I don't know how to describe it. Emil Dimitrov is the artist on the Balkanton Hungarian state label when it was still owned by the government, as a lot of the Eastern Euro stuff is. Sorry about the glare once again, but yeah, the cover has just Cyrillic Russian writing all over it, so obviously released, when Russia still owned them. But very cool, just a nice, interesting record. Dance with Emil, EMIL is a name if you want to look it up. Some interesting stuff on here for sure, especially for the time period, early 70s. So It gets pretty funky at times. So also from that same seller, I picked up some cool prog psych records, more US stuff and UK stuff. What is this? Affinity, also self-titled Affinity, 1970 on Paramount. Like kind of Hammond heavy prog psych rock with jazz influences. Highly recommend this. If you don't know it, you probably do know it, but just in case you don't. I know this is sort of a popular record in like the prog circles, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it because probably can't say anything else that hasn't been said already. But very, very cool. Definitely recommend this. Like I said, the whole thing is on YouTube and on Spotify, I'm sure, Apple Music, whatever it is, your choice of service before buying it, because it's not cheap, especially for originals. This is a promo copy. Very, very clean. So that's why I grabbed it. Always wanted it. Just never found a reasonably priced copy and came across this one, so definitely had to scoop it up when it came around. Once again, in one of those custom-made sleeves. It's a gatefold, and it's just custom-made sleeve for it, so really cool. Paramount from 1970. I'm not sure where he got it from the UK or from the US, but right along with that, moving to Germany, we got On Duel. I think this is just self-titled On Duel. This is the US version of the Psychedelic Underground record, as it was known in Germany. Very, very cool. On Duel, if you don't know, was, I guess, a big commune. It was a bunch of guys together, and they basically splintered off into two different sets, On Duel and then On Duel 2, which is mostly known, I guess. That's the one that everyone knows, but On Duel 2 was a bit more, I guess, they had the more musicianship. These guys were more, I guess, about just doing drugs, getting high, and making jams. And you can definitely tell that's kind of what it is, just jamming, just weird sounds. Still cool, still a great record. Definitely not as musically focused, I would say, maybe as the On Duel 2 stuff, but still great find. This is a promo copy again, like I said. Just the US version. I think the original German version of this has a different cover and is called Psychedelic Underground. So great find from that same seller. And I also picked up these last two from that same guy, which he had some great stuff, obviously, as you can see. Acid Mother's Temple, always pick up the stuff when I see it. This is just one I didn't have. This is a split between them and J. Suisse France. Not sure who that is, but Acid Mother's Temple track, Acid Mother's Temple and the Cosmic Inferno. The load is a Virgin Killer. Really cool. Comes on colored vinyl, I believe, too, as a lot of their stuff does. This is from 2007. Yeah, pretty cool, kind of gray splatter vinyl there. As you can imagine, just psychedelic rock, modern psychedelic rock stuff. Yeah, Acid Mother's Temple never disappoints. They always do their thing. They always bring it. They used to do a show in New Haven every year, and I miss it. I think it was right around 420, I want to say. I think it was 420. I can't remember if it was 420 or if it was the New Year's Eve show. But they did a show every year. I want to say it was a 420 show. But fortunately, because of COVID, they're not doing it. Haven't done it in the last few years, as far as I know. So, but really cool silk screen cover. Yeah, Acid Mother's Temple. Can't go wrong with them. Another one I've been after for a while. Moving back to Germany again. Gila, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee from '73 on Warner Brothers. Fantastic psych, folk rock. Maybe less spacey, space rockish than their first record, but still fantastic. Very good concept album about the hardships of the Native American Indians, mostly members of Popol Vuh. And might be kind of an unpopular opinion, but I prefer this than the Popol Vuh stuff personally. That's just me. Don't crucify me, or do if you want to. It's up to you. But highly recommend this as well. If you don't know it, Gila, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Fantastic German krautrock, psych rock. Picked up some cheap stuff. Paul Horn, Stephen Halperin. This is more like new age meditation, relaxation music. Nice mix of piano and flute on here. It's from '84 on Stephen Halpern's own label, Halpern Sounds, but always like the Halpern stuff, and it's usually really cheap, so really cool, just chill out music. Very cosmic sort of stuff. Another one I didn't have from him, just paid a couple bucks for this, Stephen Halpern Spectrum Suite from 1985 on Gramavision. Very, very cool, sort of new age ambient stuff. The whole thing's kind of divided into the colors of the light spectrum, and each color is linked to a musical key, so very cool. The second half is kind of all about like light radiance, rainbows, attunement, that kind of stuff. So, but music is very cool. It's like fantastic, meditative. Just definitely recommend checking it out and just buying it. It's cheap. Pay a few bucks for it. This was a really cool find too. Got this from one of my local spots. This is John Larkin, self-titled John Larkin from 1986 on Transition Records. Not that Transition, no. This is just, I think, his own label Transition. But so this guy basically is Scatman John, who had a huge hit in the mid 90s, I guess. Yeah, mid 90s. I think it's just called Scatman. Look it up, Scatman John. But this album came out, I think, about 10 years before that, in '86. Just avant-garde free jazz, just ripping free jazz, featuring and dedicated to the man Joe Farrell. There he is. So just a one-off project. I wish this guy did more jazz stuff because it's fantastic. I don't usually love jazz with vocals, but this is great. He does sing on here. He also scats a little bit, obviously, because of his name, but still, highly recommend this if you can find it. It's not easy to find. I don't think it's been reissued either. But yeah, John Larkin, aka Scatman John, just a really cool sort of curiosity piece, but the music is great too, so. Well, I know I'm running a little long here, so I'll try to speed it up. I think I only have one or two more records to show, then I'll shut it off. 3 more records maybe, so. This is Michael Hurley and Pals, Armchair Boogie. I did not know this at all. It's basically great, like early 70s folk rock stuff. Very unique singer, unique voice. I had this recommended to me, excuse me. Like I said, I don't know much about it or about him. I got this for a really good price, so might flip it, not sure. I don't think it's a promo copy, just a regular copy, but still, cover is a little beat up. But if this is your thing, if you're interested, let me know. Maybe we could work out a trade or something. Yeah, hit me up. Like I said, not sure if I'm going to keep this, but Michael Hurley and Pals, Armchair Boogie. Just got this for a good price, so picked it up. Cool 70s folk rock stuff. This was a cool find. Always pick up these guys' records when I see them. Grupo Nueva Canzona Improvisación, 1969 on the Deutsche Grammophon label. This is called The Group, or Il Gruppo, or The Feedback, as they're also known. Just basically a super group kind of Ennio Morricone, Giusto Macchi, who's the last guy? Franco Evangelisti, I think is his name. But I'm mostly known for Ennio Morricone, basically. This one is basically full improvised recordings, free jazz, music concrete, early electronica stuff, experimental, like avant-garde stuff. But yeah, same group, very, very cool. Another one I picked up for pretty cheap. On the Deutsche Grammophon label, I'm not sure if I said that, but mostly known for putting out classical stuff, but I guess they put this one out too. This is definitely a bit more on the experimental classical, but very cool, and it looks like one of those classical covers too, so I guess they kind of just went with it. And the last one here, this is just an upgrade for me. Max Roach, Members Don't Get Weary. Excellent, excellent, just modal, post-bop, hard bop, 1968 on Atlantic. Just needed a clean copy of this. My copy was not in good shape, so, and I lucked out and got this one. I did have to pay have to pay a little bit for it, but it wasn't super expensive or anything. So, and it came with the original inner label, inner sleeve. Not inner label, inner sleeve. See, I'm a little rusty in these videos. I don't know. I feel like I have too much to show and I just end up talking too long. But anyway, Max Roach, members don't get weary. You guys all know this. If you don't, definitely go check this record out. It's getting up there in price. I had no idea it got up so high. I think this guy had it for $250. I didn't pay anywhere near that, but still, it's just crazy what people are trying to get for this record nowadays. Definitely recommend it though. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you made it through my whole 25-minute video, if not, I completely understand. Leave me comments if you want, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.